You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
Yeah. My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down to my soul. And I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode. From the sidelines down to the post. Put it down like not even close. All out to the last whistle blow. From the flash of the soul and crossbones. Everybody stand up, get your hands up. Let the team know that we got they back.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
What's going on, Pirate Nation? Welcome into another edition of the Sports Objective. A lot of excitement as the Pirates are less than a week from playing in the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl down in Birmingham, Alabama against the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Also, a lot of excitement for the class of 2023. The Pirates signed several new additions, welcomed them into the program on Wednesday. And right now, very excited for Matt Simmons and I to be joined by one of those very talented wide receivers from Columbia, South Carolina, Ridgeview High School, Zion Agnew. Zion, we appreciate your time this morning.
Hey, no problem, man. Happy to be on here.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, you're one of at least three talented wide receivers in this class, one of a couple from the state of South Carolina. Just let's start off things with your recruitment, how you got involved with East Carolina. And I know it was running backs coach Chris Foster that handled your recruitment.
When in school, I got caught up to the office, and that's really when my recruiting started blowing up. And he came in, he was very excited to talk to me. He'd asked if I could come to a camp. So I was like, okay, cool. So I had talked to my trainer, and I was like, can we go to this ECU camp? And he was like, yeah, because he already had connections, and he already knew a couple of people. So we was like, yeah, we're going to go. So then I had got there, balled out. And, they was all interested. I had opened a lot of eyes from the coaching staff. That's asking my name, things like that. So, and what they was really looking for was competition. Like, they wanted people that compete. So I was really stealing reps and, just dominating every rep. So after that, they had wrote my number down and my name down. And, like, a couple of days later, they had hit me up. And Coach Boyette and Coach Houston called me, and I think I was either about to eat or downstairs doing something. He was just like, man, I just love the way you compete and the fire you got. And he was like, I'm just gonna offer you a full-ride scholarship. And that's when I got things like that. And from there, it's just been I've been them being my top three ever since.
So Zion, when that camp was was that last spring or last summer?
Yeah, it was a football camp.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I love when we find recruits at football camps, because I think it's a really strong indication, like some recruits are found, just over videos, which is also great. But I really like when the staff has an opportunity to see somebody on the field and play. So I think that's, kudos to you. I mean, that's a great sign of the type of competitor you are. Zion, I wanted to ask you, so when you came to East Carolina on your recruiting trip, what was it that kind of drew you in, when you got here and had a chance to see the campus and the facilities?
So when me and my family came up on our OV, first I was greeted by Trip, and he was very excited to see me. So that actually checked the box on my list because he brought excitement and he was talking to me well. So I liked that. And then when we got to the facility, it was just like, wow, it was like an eye-opener. It was like you could tell y'all put time into it, and it's looked new. And then as I got into it, it was like family. So you can just connect with people very well. And then I got a player guide, which is basically a player that just takes you around, show you around. And I got Raji Harris, and he just felt like a big brother at the time going through the OV, and it was just fun meeting the new players. And we played the game, we talked about a lot of stuff. And then when I got to the school, it was just like even more wild because like the school is so well put together. And then the uniform combo, because I like to drip down when I put on the uniform. and then also the coaching. It was just very fun. Like you could tell they really wanted you, and most coaches around the world, like yeah, they're gonna want you, but like you could just tell how they really want you, and they put effort into looking forward to you. And then Coach Houston, that's a great coach, and like he comes from winning stock, so he's used to winning, and that's one thing because I don't like to lose. So I'm gonna come in with a lot of fire, and with us, the fans, like you can tell like the fans are all in. Like the first game I went to, it was a big fan base when we played NC State, so that's what I like the most too. And then it's just the fans on Twitter, like they in your comments, rooting you on, things like that. And that's one thing I like about it too. So yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, right, Bubba? I mean, we have passionate fans, and they'll definitely get into your Twitter and and they'll tell you that you're wanted in Greenville for sure, right, Bubba?
No doubt. And you bring up that NC State game, even though the Pirates lost a heartbreaker that day. That still gave you a glimpse of what the place can be and what it's been in the past and what it's going to be in the future with the tremendous atmosphere at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. But Zion, if you would, in addition to East Carolina, and talk about some of the other schools that were recruiting you and offered you. I know Charlotte did. James Madison, a very solid program that just moved up to the FBS ranks.
Yeah.
So talk about some of those programs.
So I had a lot of interest. I had offers from JMU, Charlotte, A&T. I had interest from Clemson, App State, Wake Forest, Duke, and a couple other places too that I can't really remember right now. But yeah, I had a lot of interest from them and a couple more offers. But I think the first OV took was ECU. And that's when I was like, I think this is a good place for me. I think I fit in.
So one of the things that really stands out to me, looking over some of your numbers and watching some of your highlights on Huddle, 4.47 in the 40, and you're a 10.8 100-meter guy, and I know one of the positions, because you're listed as an athlete, and from everything we've heard, that's what the Pirates recruited you to play is be a slot receiver. But talk about the speed that you bring to the table.
I bring a lot of speed. I bring I'm a type of dude that's gonna catch the ball and then make something happen after the catch. And what I mean by that, whether it's bringing somebody to the outside or making a move and just leaving them in the dust, it's just something that I brought to the table since I was little. And as I'm running track right now, I just know it's gonna get way better coming into college because I'm not enrolling early because I want to improve my speed even more. So when I get there, it's just gonna be like, wow, like who's that kid?
And in addition to wide receiver, I'm guessing, did you play DB as well?
Yeah, I play DB, wide receiver, a little bit of quarterback, punt return, kick return.
That's great. I mean, that type of versatility, Zion, is really important. I mean, I'm sure in any recruitment, coaches love to see versatility. They love to see guys that have played, obviously offense and defense. And then if you can contribute, on special teams as well as a punt and kick returner, that's huge. I mean, there's always a huge need for that in a program. So it's nice to hear about that kind of versatility. Definitely Zion, I'll tell you, when you look at yourself and then, Branch is another receiver from South Carolina. So we were able to really happy to see us go into the state of South Carolina and find some receivers that obviously are playmakers and bring speed. I think that's great to see.
In Zion, during the recruiting process, you talk about on your visit meeting Rajay Harris, and talented Pirate running back from the upstate of South Carolina that unfortunately sustained an ACL injury and is currently working his way back from that. But be it maybe a Keaton Mitchell or Isaiah Winstead, C.J. Johnson, a couple of guys who were very talented receivers, and then obviously Keaton, one of the best running backs in the country. did you have a chance to meet those guys?
Yeah, I had a chance to meet everybody down to the O-line, to the kickers, to all that. I mean, they're just very cool guys, and I just feel like I could fit in because like they're real, and like when you go to other colleges, it's like people know you coming in to take their spot, and they don't want to see you win, but you could tell like they want you to get better because they want to win, and that's one thing I like about them because it's just like they want everybody to eat.
Yeah, and I'm sure. What were some thoughts? You know, when I'm sure you had a chance to speak with Donnie Kirkpatrick about the offense, and you know, to your point, Zion. Like one thing about this offense, you'll notice is that you know we really spread the ball around well. I mean, it's a mix. It's not just you see one program or some programs that'll focus on just one guy, and you look at our offense, we spread it around to multiple receivers, to tight ends. So. What was that conversation like with Donnie Kirkpatrick? Just kind of like learning and talking about the offense that we have here.
Well, first of all, when I came to a game and I noticed the spread option, I was like, I like it because that's something we run in our school at Ridgeview. So when we talked about it, I really talked about it with him. I really talked about it with Coach Boyette. So really, it was like they was teaching me and talking about me how the route combinations and things like that. And from the looks of it, it's just like you got a lot of deep balls and y'all throw the ball a lot. That's what I like too. And it's just receivers like having deep routes too. And it's like the running to open up the pass and the pass to open up the run. So that's what I like about it too. And the receivers get a lot of shots. And even if you make a mistake, it's still coming back to you. And that's one thing I like about it.
East Carolina made some plays in the return game this year, both Malik Fleming on punt returns and then also Josiah Hatfield, a talented receiver, took one to the house at Temple in the kick return game. So is that something that you would like to continue to do on the college level?
Of course. I love to do it.
And, this Pirate program, you talk about the atmosphere and Coach Houston and the way the staff has grown things. 7 wins last year, unable to play the bowl game. This year, 7 wins once again. So many near misses, as you referenced, against NC State, etc. On the verge of 9 or 10 wins, and now playing Coastal Carolina, a program from right there in the state of South Carolina, right outside of Myrtle Beach and Conway, that I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on that matchup between the Pirates and Chanticleers on taking place here in 4 days down in Birmingham?
I actually got recruited by Coastal too, so I think that would be a great matchup. Both teams, good programs, but I'm always rooting for ECU, so I'm always say ECU will come out with that dub.
Zion, I think that we should try to, get a uniform for you and sneak you into the game. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I mean, we won't tell anybody, right? Right, Bubba? We won't tell anybody. We'll get you going right away.
Easy.
Zion, outside of football, let Pirate Nation get to know you a little bit. What are some of your interests? Whether it's music or movies, some of your favorites there, and maybe a favorite NFL team, favorite slot receiver that you have.
What's something I like? As you know, I'm running track. Favorite NFL team? I don't really have one for real. I do watch NFL though. Favorite wide receiver? I like Diggs, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Odell. Just all the known wide receivers. What else? I like to work out a lot. Like family time, quality time, having fun with the family. I like to shop a lot. I got a lot of shoe game. Like to read. I like to decorate. Painting. And I like to work on my craft a lot. I like design, I like to dress, things like that. So yeah.
You talk about the shoe game. I'm guessing, are you a Jordans guy?
Yes, sir.
Now, how many pairs of Jordans do you have?
Right now, over here at mine, I got like at least 8 or 10.
So we're what with the price of Jordans these days? It's not like when Matt and I were growing up. We're in our early to mid 40s, and well, you got probably about $2,000 worth of shoes there.
Yep, 2,000, a lot.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe it. And this was a few years ago when one of the kids I was coaching in high school, he was talking about the Jordans, and it was $250 or $300. I was like, what?
Yeah, they cost a lot now.
But Matt, do you have anything else for Zion?
Yeah, Zion. I always, as a former player, and I'll never forget my first experience in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, running out to the field. I can remember it like it was yesterday. And what's going to be going through your head that first game next year when you're in the tunnel and, you see the smoke and the purple haze? How excited are you for that experience?
Man, I'm going to be really excited. Definitely going to work in and get my put my nose in just to get a starting spot, just to work hard. And, also, I know coming out, I'm going to just want to be just a known wide receiver, like top in the country. Like, I'm just coming in to take it all, like, because that's what you're going to get a kid that's just going to work when the doors just closed and nobody's looking. So I know coming out and be hyped, ready to make some plays.
That's great. That's great. And, I've said this to a lot of, signees that we've had on this show over the last few years. But, I always say the great thing about Greenville is that it's a true college town, Zion, and everybody there is all about the Pirates. They're all about supporting football. So, I always encourage everybody to embrace that atmosphere. It's very unique. There's not a lot of schools, even in North Carolina, that are like that. So just want to, that's all I had, Bubba, but I just want to, I hope you enjoy it. I wish you the best, and I'm certainly happy to have you.
Thank you.
And Zion, the final thing I had for you, during the recruitment process and on your visits and so forth, a lot of times, coaches, will really emphasize, the signees, helping to recruit other signees. Have you had a chance to get to know any of your future teammates?
Oh, of course. Like I said, Nate Branch, that's my homeboy. Like, we played a game and all. And the kids that I went on the OV with, I'm cool with 2 of. I really can't remember their name right now, but I know one played DN, and the other one, I know Raheem, the QB at Spartanburg. That's my dog. We was at the Shrine Bowl together.
Yep, Raheem Jeter.
Raheem Jeter, yeah, that's my boy right there too. So that's all I can think of right now. Nate Branch and Raheem, them my boys right there. And the two kids that I met on the OV, yeah, we still in contact, but we all got a group chat together, so that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of excitement about Raheem Jeter, and new quarterback coming into the Pirates program, and I know he'll be getting a lot of reps this spring with there only being 3 quarterbacks currently on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But really appreciate your time this morning, Zion. Glad to have you as a Pirate. Look forward to hopefully meeting you once you get to Greenville. And all the best to you during track season as you wrap up your high school career. Are you going to be a mid-year enrollee, or are you going to be coming in the summer?
I might be coming in the spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just thought about that since you were talking about track. Obviously, right now it's indoor season, but just made me think if you're going to be a mid-year enrollee. But yeah, that'd be great to get a head start on things and start developing that rapport with Mason Garcia and the other quarterbacks.
Yep.
All right, Pirate Nation, that is future East Carolina wide receiver Zion Agnew. We appreciate everyone tuning in to the Sports Objective as always. Be sure to follow us on social media, on Twitter at The Sports OBJ, on TikTok and Instagram at The Sports Objective. Like and follow us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, we appreciate your support. And as always, go Pirates.
I'm a pirate down to my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode, from the sidelines down to the post. Put it down like not even close, all out to my last. 1 9 copy that. Everybody in the stands go bananas, scream loud, baby, don't hold back. Every foot, every yard, every first down, every touchdown with the cannons blast. Get it on, get it all, get the wave going like a hurricane, y'all.